good day once again, precious friends. It's my pleasure to come your way once again this day. And today, I want us to look at a very critical aspect of marriage, which is money in marriage. Money in marriage. I want us to watch this skit, and then we'll be right back.
Honey, I just heard something exciting.
Wow. And what could that be?
In marriage, your money is her money. My money is my money.
Wow. Well, whose theory is this? And in what chapter and verse is it written?
Welcome back. As funny and amusing that skit looks like, it may shock you to note that 89% of divorce cases in marriages and broken homes are money-related matters. You heard me right. 89% of divorce cases and broken homes are money-related matters. And I am here also to let us know, when you hear that money creates problem in marriages, people's mind will quickly race down to poverty. Please don't get it twisted. It has nothing to do with poverty. This affects the rich. It affects the poor. Sometime 2 years ago, the whole world woke up to hear that one of the richest men then divorced his wife. Money was not the problem. I also heard the news of that great man of blessed memory, Larry King Live. You cannot say the man was poor when he was alive, but the man married and divorced 8 times. Yes, you heard me right. Married and divorced 8 times. At one point in time, he married a particular wife, divorced her, reconciled, married her again, and divorced her again. So, it is a misconception for you to say, okay, we are addressing poor. No, it affects the poor, it affects the rich. When it comes to money, technicalities and knowledge, deep knowledge is involved. And this is what I am here to lend my voice, to educate and let you know what to do to avoid such trajectories. All right. So when we say money creates problem in marriages, what exactly it is? Money is not good or is not bad. Money is good, money is bad, whichever one you accept. Money is not good, money is not bad. Or money is good, money is bad. Money is neutral. It is what you make out of money that it answers to you. Money is like water. It has no shape. It takes the shape of the container in which you introduce or pour the water into. So money takes the shape of the person holding it or handling it. So the bottom line is that money is not really the problem, but attitude towards money. Attitude towards money is the problem. And this attitude towards money is not a marriage thing. It has been the person's attitude before he enters into marriage. It has been the person's attitude before she enters into marriage. You carry the attitude into marriage and it plays itself out. Like every other commodity, marriage accentuates who you are. Okay? The meaning we have, the meaning the individual has towards money matters a lot. When we talk about problems of money in marriage, how it pressures marriage or destroys marriage, like I said, it is one, attitude towards money. 2, it is the meaning each individual gives to money. Yes, you heard me right. The meaning. All right? Some people, money equals security to them. So the more money they have, the more secured they are. So the less money they have, the less secured they are. And that is where problem lies and starts. To some other people, money is equal to joy and happiness. When they have money, they are happy. And when they don't have money, they are not happy. So this is who they are, they were, and they carried it into marriage. And so you won't say because somebody said, I hereby pronounce you husband and wife, so just magically that meaning will fizzle out. No, 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 no. So this is what I'm doing. Some people is security, some people is joy and happiness, to some other people is fame. Yeah. Some people, money equals fame. They want to be famous, so they amass wealth. They will take the one that belongs to them, they will take the one that belongs to anybody around them, because do you know what? Money equals fame, and they want to be famous. So the more money they have, something tells them you are famous. And the less money they have, something tells them that they are less famous. Some other people, money defines them. Some other people find their own identity in money. Now, listen to me. I am just elucidating, highlighting problems in marriage. I am not approving them. I am just letting you know sometimes these things play themselves out in us, and we are not even aware of these things. You see some people in their marriages, when they don't have money, a man told me something. He said the wife started coming up with complaints. Complain about this, complain about that. And so the man now paused and said, okay, I know what it means. I know what it means. So this overreaction, nervy issues, complaints, and everything, the man wired certain amount of money to the wife. And the wife got the alarm. When the wife wanted to talk again, tried to nag and tell them, he said, hey, what did you say? Have you checked your account balance? He said, the wife said, what do you mean? I said, have you checked the account balance? The wife checked her account balance. He said, oh, you sent me money. Oh, I like the money you sent me, but next time, just tell me before you travel. You see, just tell me that you are traveling ahead so that I will know ahead. The tone, everything changes. Now listen to me. It is just a one-off, somebody's case study. I am not saying it's so for everybody, but I'm trying to highlight some of all these areas so you can pick your own, and then we know what we can work upon. Because when we know the source of a problem, we now begin to know. When we diagnose the problem effectively, we now begin to know how to bring solutions to them. Now, what do we think should be the correct attitude towards money? Correct attitude towards money is that money is supposed to be a uniting factor. You heard me well. In marriage, money is supposed to be a uniting factor. It's supposed to unite husband and a wife, plan together, execute family project, and so on and so forth. All right, like you heard in the skit, the wife said, honey, I just heard something exciting. Your money is our money, but my money is my money. And when people have that conception or perception, it becomes a problem. So we should know where each individual is situated. These are the things we should note. Things to note. Number one, each individual in marriage should make money. Each individual in marriage should make money. The man should make money, his partner should make money. The woman should make money, and her husband, partner, should make money. So the idea that, okay, one person is making the money, please, is erroneous. In this part of the world where we came from, it is generally observed that the man is the head of the home. The man should go and make all the money and bring the money home and use the money to cater for the family. Please, if you are still holding to this mindset or concept, I want to beg of you, get off it. Get off it. I beg you, by whatever is dear to you, come off it. Of late, not even of late, in recent times, I was confronted with ugly incidents of having some young ladies lose their husbands. Happened here, happened there, and happened there. You know what happened? The man was gone. And I began to ask a question. In my classes, I normally ask the questions. among my students. I say, in your community, I'm also posing the same question to you. In your community where you live, in the country where you live, do you have more widows or more widowers? A widow is a woman who lost her husband. A widower is a man who lost his wife. Whenever I ask the question to my trainee, my student, international global trainee from every part of the world, I always get the same answer. There are more widows than widowers. And now ask the next question. The next question is, now after the demise of the man, who pays the bills? Everybody answered the same thing. The woman pays the bills. Who pays the house rent? The woman pays the house rent. Who pays children's school fees? The woman pays the children's school fees. Everything that involves money in home, the woman undertakes them. The question now is, suddenly, where did the strength come to generate money after the man's demise? So that means the strength has always been there. But that misconception, that erroneous belief, just make you throw caution to wind and push everything to one person and say, okay, you are the principal producer of money. Life is fair to no one. So I advocate that each party in marriage should make money before you enter into marriage. In fact, I caution some of my pastors and counselors recently. I said never to be part of these conspiracies going on. In fact, I bluntly told some of them that never marry, never join a woman who is not working in marriage to a man. And they were shocked. I said never join a woman who is not working, generating income. Never. Because that fundamentally we have laid the foundation of problem. Because the person doesn't know how to generate money, and so that will not suddenly change in marriage. So the person must be producing money, generating money, income, no matter how small, to know what it means to generate income. Let me add this before I begin to wind down. Let me add this. There are 3 phases for a marriage that will work. There are 3 phases, but somehow these phases are not followed through, and it becomes a problem. There are 3 stages of life. The first stage of life is the dependency stage of life. We all go through it as toddlers. Our parents carried us, breastfeed us. Our parents pay our school fees at the nursery, primary level. Though some of us from secondary school, we started paying our own school fees, but that dependency stage, we all went through it. The next phase of life is the independent phase of life. Independent phase of life, where you are no longer dependent on your parents to buy food, to buy shirt, your wares and transportation and everything. In fact, we advocate that before anybody can be qualified to marry, you should be able to handle your own finances. You should be able to pay your own house rent. You should be able to feed yourself. You should not depend on anybody. Then the final phase is the interdependent stage. But what happened is that many from the dependency phase of life move direct to interdependent phase of life. So when there is pressure in marriage, because in every relationship, one person controls it per time. Whoever is more influential, whoever brings in more money, controls it at that phase. So when one person can no longer bear it, it becomes a problem. He crash land or she crash lands. Do you know why? The person did not graduate from dependency phase to the independent phase. The worst case scenario that will happen in marriage is that if the interdependency phase of life is not sustainable again, you fall back to your independent phase. So you won't crash. I pray that your marriage will work. I don't pray that you will lose your spouse, but life realities, life do happen, and these are phases of life. So I still advocate that each party is mandatory. No reason. Please don't tell me any case scenario. No case scenario is good enough to prevent any party in marriage not to work. If there is any reason why you must know, it must be temporary. Maybe when you are pregnant, or there are incidental situations, and when you navigate effectively through that phase, you come back. So it is a habit, is a lifestyle that must be embraced. Number two thing, we should know that each party must own his or her own account. You heard me right. It is a no to joint account. Hey, put the camera straight to my eyes. It is a no to joint account. It has created more problems than solutions. All right? If there must be a joint account at all, then it must be a family account. In which scenario that the man has his own account where he puts his own money, the woman has her own account where she puts her own money, and they will jointly agree how much they will pull from their independent accounts to the family account, in which case two of them must be signatories. No one person must be a signatory to bring out that money. We have cases where husband and wife were putting pulling money into a family account, and then they say, I trust my heart, I trust my wife, I trust my husband, all trust. No, I celebrate you, trust people. She trusted her husband. So the mandate to the account was that any of the two. The mandate was any of the two. So the wife was meticulously, judiciously putting money as agreed to the family account, not knowing that it was not so from her spouse. What happened was that there was a pressure in that marriage sometime. And then the wife said, it's okay. Since we have a family account, let's pull money from the family account, attend to this emergency situation, and then back to status quo. The wife went and checked the account. There was no money in the family account. The man has carried his own money, inclusive of the wife's money. So, these are stories that happen every day. Listen to me. As a marriage mentor and relationship coach, marriage counselor, we are tired of all these stories that touch the heart. Please don't share the next one. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. Let each individual party has his account. Let the woman have her account. Then you can now come and jointly agree to a family account and agree how much you will be putting into the family account. And for what purpose? To buy a family car, establish a family business, or anything. It must be defined from outset. All right. So I said, 1, each must make money. 2, each must operate his or her own account. Then lastly, for this particular moment, because it is very wide, I believe I am communicating. I believe you are enjoying me. Lastly, personality profiling is important. Personality profiling is important. I will just be brief about this. I will not be elaborate. What do I mean? In every relationship, one person is extrovert, the other person is an introvert. One person is the spender, and the other person is the saver. A marriage that will last will require that a couple should sit down, analyze. Not even before you enter into marriage, you know your personality profile. You know whether you are a spender or a saver. And if you are, in case you are just hearing it for the first time, there is something called a spender. Who is a spender? A spender is the person that spends the money. He spends the money very easily. But the irony of life is that the spender also in marriage makes money easily. And so it's always a problem. And when the saver is cautioning, please slow down. Can you slow down the way you are spending? The spender will, lash out at the saver. I make the money, I spend the money. So since you know how to save the money, you go and make your own money. Those are errors. If these things are not arrested and corrected early enough in marriage, regret definitely will show up sooner than later. And this is why I am coming up with this, to avoid such regret, to avoid such tears. It's better we know these things, understand them, make corrections, so that we will not be living in regrets. Now, as I round up, God, in his infinite wisdom, gave the spender a saver. God brought a saver to the spender. Instead of you to be fighting and arguing, please celebrate that God brought somebody that will make your life more meaningful, more impactful, and more resourceful. When you, with time, the spender will begin to gravitate towards the middle, minimize his spending, and with time, the saver also will begin to become more liberal in his or her spending to create a balance. A stitch in time, they say, saves 9. I believe I have been able to be a blessing. I believe you've been able to learn 1 or 2 things, and I believe you receive grace to implement what I have just shared, so that we will be hearing better stories of you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Onyekachi Favour. I am a certified marriage mentor, relationship coach. I'm a marriage counselor. All right, I can help you make your marriage work better. And if you are an organization, whether corporate or religious, why not? I can come around, talk to your couples. We can jointly agree on the subject, or you can tell me the area to do, or I can recommend. I can also train your marriage mentors. In religious organizations, they have marriage committee. I can also help you to brush them up. There is no end to knowledge. We can share knowledge. They can just draw from the little we have and add it to the much they have. It becomes better, and you have a better marriage team. But whichever way, I want your marriage to work. And I pray that your marriage will work. My prayer is that if you come from a broken marriage, may a broken marriage not come from you. If you come from a family, a marriage where their marriage is not working, may you not give birth to a marriage that will not work. I love you. Till I come your way once again, keep shining, keep rising. The grace of God is multiplied for you and with you. I love you.